Good morning, everyone. This is Dawn Marie from Creative DME Designs, and I'm here to show you my Dog Days of Summer journal. And of course, Billy Goat needs to come up and see us. Okay, come on, Billy. Hopefully, ABBIE will not join us. Sit. Okay, now. You can see that I have the pieces out of the binder because the binding actually broke, and I'm going to fix it this afternoon, but I do want to get this video started. Dog Days of Summer is actually not anything about dogs, although I did tie them in. It is about the hottest time of the summer and when certain stars in the sky, and it's in the constellation, the large dog constellation. This is my cover. It broke on this side. I'm going to actually just undo these and put a fabric gusset in because it is overdone. Unfortunately, I don't have any more of this sticker. I only had a small bit. Oh well. And the inside looks like this. So let's start with the first one. I'm just going to make sure that you guys are in frame. Yep. This is the cover, and it's got a little tag in it because Robert Frost had done two poems, one called Stars, and that's what this one is, and one called Canis Major, which is about the dog star. So I did a ruffle here, and I have a little hangy off of it. I did have to go next door to my neighbor to get all the bling because I'm not a blingy person. I took a lot of the big things out, but I'll show you what goes in here. There's a big tag that just sits nicely in this pocket. I took them out because it started to break, and I started pulling things out rather than to try to stop the break. I put a dog during the Dog Days of Summer. Here's a big pocket. This is from a book dust cover that had stars on it, so it ripped, so I just put a little bit there. I made it come over so there was a tab. Just some extra pages, but this page I actually attached to the page next to it to make it a big pocket, and over on this side I do have a triangular pocket, and that is a paper clip. This is a belly band with one of the poems, Dog Days of Summer, in it. There are a lot of poems about Dog Days of Summer. I did a tab with a tassel here. I tried to see if I had any stars that went through this, but none of them have a big enough hole. This is a book page. I cut out a coloring page for it. This is tuck, and it's got all the constellations on it, and I tried to put dogs and stars everywhere because dogs are stars. Corner tuck. This is an old invoice, or an invoice I found at a thrift store. I put clear vellum in between these pockets. This is another big pocket in here because I have a lot of big papers that need to go into this journal. Another coloring book page of a dog. This is another one of those vellum, and this is another. On this one I did put a dog, but the thing was is I used the dog on the same side because you could see through the dogs and the vellum. This is an envelope belly band, but I did it a little differently. I put a pocket behind it, and I did it as a cross. So it's a cross envelope belly band, I guess. This is a flip over because what I used for the envelope had this edge to it, and I didn't want to lose it. And this is a cute little little flip up, flip down, and it's got double. You have to undo both sides. So there's an envelope. There's an envelope. There's an envelope. Oops. That's an envelope, and this is a like a library pocket. So there's lots of envelopes in that one. I think that was actually for the envelope project for Dear Julie Julie. Another big pocket, and this one has a thing of poetry on it, and this one has a thing of poetry on it too, with the little bulldog in a pile of ice. And like this is from a drawing book that I have. Hey, hey. And it says draw, and I said the beware of dog queen. I don't know, I was just playing with words. This is also an envelope flip with little tucks in it, and little doggies. These, I believe, are Tim Holtz dogs. Another poem about dog days of summer with some cute doggies down here playing with a ball, or it could be like the moon or something. More tucks. This one was, I took the sticker from the inside, but I really liked the outside edges, so I just put it on a piece of paper. The other side of a to-do list. This is a corner pocket. These were the sticker embellishments. You had to use so many stickers on one embellishment. This is life insurance page. Another large envelope of a guy at a beach. And this is just a little thing about the star cluster, one of the star clusters that's in the dog constellation. And this right here is basically the last page, and it's telling you not to leave your dog in the heat, and why they feel that, you know, it sort of went over to the dogs. The dog days of summer went to the dogs and not to the stars. And this is just a cutout from a coloring book page that I made into a pocket. And the edges, as you can see, were sort of, because I put the flounce there, this was way far back, so instead of matching it up directly to the edge, I pulled it forward and glued it so it made its own edge. So I have a tuck here and a pocket there. Okay, the second one, this one got really fat because of something I put in it. This is another little pocket, and the second, actually it's a belly band. The second poem, Canis Major by Robert Frost. These are just tags that I spray dyed, but I made a ruffle because I put them front and back, and Cirrus is the dog star. This is just telling how in the bad days, how the dog star started. Okay, this is a little souvenir view. It has a night sky thing about Cirrus. This is about Cirrus too, and where you can find it in the sky. And the first people to really see it was the Egyptians. So there's my little Egyptian guy, and there's something about how the Egyptians saw Cirrus. I traced the constellation in the sky. This is another tuck on one of the insurance pages. This is a pretty fat thing. This is a piece of copy paper with all kinds of colors on it, and I thought it went well. I put a little dog with some stamps. These are ovals, and it's got Be Amazed at Sirius the dog star. These are all pockets. This I actually punched out all the stars in the constellation and then put silver behind it as a little tuck in here. It's not very deep, so you have to put something small. This is a belly band with 3 envelopes put on it, and there's like a fun fact from a card in here. The oldest known dog breed is Saluki, which was Egyptian. And this is about how back in 1904 the kids got over the dog days of summer by opening the hydrants in New York City. This is, I put a lot of information on the what I'm calling the hot pages, because it talks about the fires and how there was a lot of blight and drying of crops and women acting crazy and burning fevers, hysteria. So these are my dark pages, or my, you know, my bad pages. This is, I believe this is Swedish. It's a Swedish poem. I have absolutely no idea what it says. My grandfather was alive. I'm sure he'd tell me. Another one of those pages. This was, I had a punch for a dog, and I made it out of different constellation or different star fabric. Once again, this fabric is from my friend. She does cosplay, and this is from her cosplay outfit. I left some pages empty. This is another large pocket, and it does have a gusset in it. And I just pieced together pieces from a coloring book. This is from a DearJulieJulie page. That's from a DearJulieJulie print. This I actually found in a book at the thrift store, and it actually is the constellations in Raleigh on December 23rd, 2005. I needed to hide something here, so I just added a corner pocket with them, look, with the two little nymphs looking. Another large pocket with a yo-yo there, and just another writing page. These all have poems on them. They're just stuck in here because they go into one of the pages, and like I said, I was starting to pull things out. They are on these little things, which are from DearJulieJulie's page, Etsy shop, so you actually could use these to write your own poems on, but there's a different Dog Days of Summer poem in each one of them. I was going to make it its own little booklet. It may end up, my original idea was to have it on the inside cover that you could just flip them out quickly. If not, I'll probably shove them into this pocket, which is where they were, and they must have fallen out while I was tossing it around yesterday. This is just a little tiny piece. I cut it and made a corner and then attached these to it by sewing it. And this is a big pocket, and then there's pockets on each one of these. Just another page, corner pocket with dogs and stars, another Swedish poem. This right here, which was that fire page, still has a lot of information on it, but I did make it a large pocket by it was long, so I just flipped it over and glued it and took the corner off, which I like because then you can put for instance, you could take this, although it's not going to fit, but if you get the idea, if you have one that comes off the corner, you can have that come out of the corner. Another page. This is a corner tuck with my serious little dog star. This was another piece from the book cover. In here, I put a little quote, and it's because July is typically the quietest month of the year for stock trading. The term is sometimes used for the lethargic summer markets, which means the dog days of summer in the markets. This is what's made this book so thick. Oops, I added those in as a fun ad. These are just little writing things. This flips out like this. I'm going to pull it this way, and hopefully it stays in. This is an envelope with a little tuck, and that was from the same book cover. All of this right here is really hard, thick cardboard because it's from a calendar. There is a pocket here, and I did make this pocket here, which has a poem in it, again, is really narrow, but I did put this dangle from it. This is two pockets, and I put a dog here that you can sort of see through. This paper right here is from my dog treats from one of the dog companies where you can pick your own. I made just a little card, and this, see, I put the dogs in there. This has all the different ombre that I had done in another book that I'll show you in a minute. This is a DearJulieJulie paper. So that sort of off-kiltered this whole thing. I'm just going to throw those over there. I really liked this page plain, so I put this dog here and made him the Joker and put, you know, so. And like you can see, this really made this page funny. So I did need to, of course, widen the back page again, like I did on the first one. So I used star paper, and I flipped it over here, but behind it I also put another piece of it, so you can see how it overlaps, but they're the same paper, and with the ombre effect in it, I thought it looked really cool. So there's a big pocket back here, an insert there, and then the pocket back there. Okay, so this was what I made for the Who Knew July Was So Interesting. And this is an ombre folio with all different kinds of dogs, and they sort of say things, and I've already done a video of this, so I'm just going to show it. I put Canis Major up here, and he's anointing all these people as royalty. This is the constellation of Canis Major, and there's these cute little dog cards in here because Canis Major was a sight hound, and so these are the two only sight hounds that were in the book, in the set of cards. This paper is from huge paper clips. I almost bought, I actually think I bought the clips because of the packaging. And then we have more down here. Okay, this is another one that's supposed to go in the book. This did make it really puffy, but this is a yo-yo. I actually put little stars inside so it makes a shaker. This is an old button. Once again, this is from my neighbor because she has the bling, I don't. I used the little tags again here with a little dangly. These crystals are off of one of her costumes. So these are stickers that I added to the tags to make that over the side. This is like a folio pocket that has a bunch of pages in it. So you could tuck in here, but those are the pockets. Once again, I put information in here. And this is about another poem about Canis Major. And this basically is a writing book, but what I did is I put the Dog Days of Summer by Florence and the Machine, each line on the bottom page of these. And then towards the back, there were some pages that didn't get that because it ended, so this is the page that it ends on. And then, so I have another one called Dog Days by Susan Elby, which was a daily journal that she made during the days. Almost very poetic. And I did add those in, and I want to show you what I did here. Is, you see, it went over. This was a short page, so I made it go down to the bottom, so it makes almost like a tab on the bottom. And so, and then there's a couple other Dog Days poems, and this is actually where most of the poems and the writing is supposed to go about the Dog Days of Summer. This is a pocket that you can tuck something in both bottom and top. And you saw this, I took it off a piece of paper, you saw another piece of it. This is Cirrus, the dog, and this is a large top to bottom belly band to slide things into. This was all made from a folio, actually 2 folios. And this talks about when it was first written into literature, so this is very much a literature page. This is a CD case, which, whoops, I might have to re-glue that. It's hard to get a glue that sticks to these plastic sheets, but you can add stuff in there, and another large pocket in the back. I like large pockets. This is a little yo-yo on the front with that doggy on it, which I thought was cute, and it tied into the back there. These are some of the tags I made up, and these I did put a lot of information about it. This is a pocket. You saw those. This is a tag that I sewed some of that fabric that my neighbor gave me. This is supposed to be like a little Greek guy, and this is a lot of information about, it's actually a Greek poem or excerpt from Greek work of fiction. Oh no, work of like a daily written prose from somebody in it, and I never found who it was from, but I did put this here, and then I put it's all Greek to me, and there it is in Greek. So I thought that was, I like doing silly stuff like that. There's some more of these that have the Dog Day of Summer poems on them. This is another tag with fabric that is sewn on. I found this really cool. It feels like leather with stars on it later in the process, so I had to add it to a couple things. Another thing about the Dog Days of Summer, and that gets tucked in there. This is another tag I made from a vellum coloring book, and it has a star and a girl on it. It just sort of went with the theme. I made it into a tag, but I put a tag on the inside. This too has that chintzy, I don't know, luminary fabric on it, and more information about Canis Major. And this actually has what all the names are, and if you look on the back of these, the dogs from that folio actually match the names of the dogs in the constellation, or names of the stars in the constellation. Those are more of the Dog Days of Summer poems. I made this little folio here, and of course it's stuck together on the back because I didn't wait to wind it because I put those stars there to hold the thing down. And this actually has Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on it with pockets that you could just quickly slide things into. Well, you can write it there, but then when you fold it, it makes pockets. So it's a flip out here, but once you go to fold it, it does hold things in the pockets. And that's just Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder where you are, because you have to put that in there. I do have, so this is my little pile of leftovers or little things that I've made that need or could go in there. You're probably too close now, but this is some more information about Dog Star with some more of that thing from the paper clips. This is just a little tag that I made. This can go into, this is going to be a corner pocket or a flip, or I could make it into a large paper clip. Yeah, so this is my at the end bin, little things that I have left over. Another oval tag. Another oval tag. Oh, this is something that I found that I wrote out myself that I'm going to stick in there. I remember my dad saying this when I was little. His brother's name was John, so I think they made it from there. Another, just a cute little envelope. Another one of the dog stars. This is another yo-yo. I actually think I like this yo-yo. I'm going to actually keep it and put it up on my wall. This is just another card with a little vintage lady on it. It says shoot for the moon, and I did some play with different colors and making the sunset and the ocean and the, you know, I was just playing with ripping paper. Another paper clip. You guys are probably out of view now. This will go on the on something in it, and I know showing you these little things, but once I fix the put the gusset in the spine, it will truly totally be done, and all this stuff will fit in there. I just don't want to overrod it right now and do it. So I had made a lot of little add-ins, you know, that just get shoved in at the last minute, or a lot of times I won't shove them in at the last minute. Excuse me. Three, always three. And I might put them in like this. I usually make a little folio like this and put a bunch of stuff in it, and it can just go with it as an addition that they can add stuff in. But so that basically is my Dog Days of Summer journal. It will, I do not plan on keeping this one, so contact me if you are totally in love with it. I will do another video really quick to show how I fixed the binding, fixed this, and then if you're interested in it, go ahead and contact me either on my Facebook page, which is Creative DME Designs, or on the video at the bottom where you can write information. So please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and like the video, and continue to go into my site to look for other videos coming up. Next month I am doing a little golden book journal for Frida Kahlo, who has always been one of my favorite artists. I plan on making 2. One will be sellable and the other one will be mine. So there it is, my Dog Days of Summer journal, which will be tied in at the bottom. Go down to the information. There'll be information about Julie's page. There'll be information about who knew July was so interesting, and that group. And once again, this is Dawn Marie with Creative DME Designs, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.